Hey friends, and welcome to another episode of Techy Tip Tuesday. So last week, you may have seen, I don't know, I gotta get the recording up on YouTube and whatnot. Last week was Thanksgiving, and I think I learned not to do these classes on holiday weeks. Attendance is lower, and then also for me, just to, have a break and holiday times are a little more chaotic for life, so it's kind of nice to have that ease. So for Christmas week, there's not going to be a class, and I have updated the schedule. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump into today's class. So I ended up combining our Canva vision board workshop with our goal setting workshop that I was going to do the following week. Ultimately, I've decided not to do a mastermind right now for goal setting and planning. Um, I'm gonna stick with my techie stuff. Last week, I went over YouTube and it really like clicked in my head what people like to hear from me. And while I do heavily educate myself on business development and things like that, personal development. Really, I think my personal like mission as far as career goes is to make techie stuff easy to understand and help small business owners be successful using different resources. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with that. So I'm going to go ahead and combine these two classes into just one today. Should still be relatively not too long. And then what I am going to do though, something I was excited about when I was going to do the paid mastermind is having guest speakers every month at the last week of the month. So I am still going to do that. And I think that will also add more interest to these classes. So stay tuned for that. I do have them on the list of the schedule as well. But yeah, that'll be really nice, and it's just nice to see other teachers and experts in different fields. Well, in January we're gonna have McKenna from the Boutique COO, who it's a virtual assistant agency, to share something with us. And then February, we're going to have somebody talk about finances. And then, because that's super important for small business owners, we need money, right? And then in March, we're going to do marketing. So just, different tools that we can use for different areas of our life. So I think it's going to be really cool. So first of all, to do this with me, let's go ahead, before we do our vision board, let's go ahead and write down some goals. So there's going to be 5 different areas of goals that you can start with. You can go ahead and add more than this if you want. But go ahead first, write down family life, and then maybe leave 3 spaces. So if you're typing, you can space. If you're got a notebook, you can add a few spaces for that. So number 1, family life. And then number 2, social life. And then 3, business life. And then 4, income. And then the 5th one is going to be health. So there's 5 areas that you can think about for your vision, why you're doing what you're doing, what do you want to accomplish. Those, are great things to put. I'm going to give you some examples for me. So for me, for my family goals, I'd like to do more fun activities, take some vacations. If you want to like maybe add a few in there real quick, jot anything down, give you a minute. And then for social life, for me, networking, like business networking, that's pretty social for me. I'm an introvert naturally, so networking is a lot of fun, and that fills a lot of that for me. Something else that I would love to do is entertain a little bit more at my house. So I'd love to have like a really nice outdoor barbecue area. So that could be a goal for me. to work towards. And then I'm also going to be going on a business trip in October. So for me, that's also very social. So I'll give you a minute too to write down a few things that you might want to have goals socially for with friends or um, anything you want to add there. All right, and then next is going to be business. So what's a goal, at least one to three that you want to add there? For me, for my business, I'm actually I'm adding or maybe transitioning into an AI agency. At first, it's definitely going to be a transition, but I'm really excited about that. So that's basically my business goal. I'll give you a minute if you want to write down any business goals, business specific goals that you have. I'll give you a minute for that. All right. And then income, what's your goal? Let's go for next year. Like, what would you like to make as your income for next year? I'm gonna leave mine as a secret. Um, well, maybe I'll go ahead and share with you. So I have hit six figures in my business, but basically I'd like to double to get to $200,000 per year. And ideally, that will even just be with the AI agency. So that would be pretty awesome with what I have planned. Yeah, if you want to one to three things that you can put there if it's specific, like what I just did with my breakdown. So something I could do is, with SEO, how much do I want to make next year? With AI, how much do I want to make next year? Um, I had an Airbnb, which I don't. I could put that down, just like different things if you have any side hustles. And then the final goal that we're going to go over is health. And these are going to really help when we do our vision board. So yeah, for me, a big goal I have for next year is I want to work up to doing yoga 3 times a week. And I would like to lose some weight and uh, have better hair health. Um, I had I had to switch up my diet a little bit. My hair was kind of falling out, maybe protein deficiency. And so I'd like just to, have thicker hair next year. I think that's a good sign of good health. Um, so yeah, it motivates me to keep doing what's working right now and just keep improving my health and then yeah, work up to having that dedicated 3 times a week with yoga in addition to some other things that I want to do. So go ahead and write down, one to three goals for that you'd like to achieve next year. And with the mastermind, what I was going to do was basically break this down into 3-month increments. So what I did for myself is I went ahead, I already own the 12-week year Audible book, and I got a knockoff version. I don't know if it'll let me show you what I have right now. So I have this one. That I got from Amazon. There is typos in it, and I don't use all of it. Like I don't use the daily planner portion of it. Um, and so I don't think I would buy it again personally. So for next quarter, I ordered the official one. Probably knowing me, I'll actually create one. And I'll let you know when that's available. Probably have it on Amazon. Actually, I already have one on Amazon that's just a 90-day planner for more daily version of like what you got accomplished in your daily goals. Um, but yeah, so I'll probably create something or like even like just type something up that I can print out because I just feel like I wasted a lot of paper with what I bought. So I bought the official one for next quarter, and then that'll give me I can see the differences and what I like and all of that. But I definitely recommend breaking down your goals into 3 months and not trying to achieve the whole year because it's not going to happen if you don't break it down. It just isn't. I'm like 90% sure. It's nice to have things that are more achievable and broken down so Yeah, it's not so overwhelming. So I'm gonna go ahead, let's go ahead and jump into the vision board section. So go ahead and pull up your Canva, and I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay. So I typed in vision board and it has my designs, and then it also has Canva templates. So this is one I actually created a few years ago, like 3 to 5 years ago. Apparently I used that for other things too. Taxes shouldn't be in there. And then the templates. So photo collage might be another thing to search for. Um, I also like how they have a planner. This is interesting. I wonder if other people can now create Canva templates potentially. But it's kind of like it's like in folder, but so it's up to you how you want it to look. That's also pretty cool. I like how that one's laid out. I might still, this one looks pretty cool. Also, this one's pretty cool. But let me show you this one real quick. I think it'll open it in a new tab. It did not. Okay. That's okay. We'll go back. But I actually set this as my background on one of my laptops, and so I love that. What's cool too is I created this a few years ago, and basically everything came true, which is interesting in a different way. Um, basically wanting to have a nice SUV. I actually think I still have the same one I had, but I still have that. It's pretty good. Like we have a nice car. Um, Recently we moved into a house. While it does need to be very much renovated, the potential it's going to be really nice. And so, the goal for next year is for us to actually finish out redoing our windows to the house and the siding to help it be more insulated because I'm wearing my jacket inside. It's pretty cold here. It's gonna be a little bit of a journey getting it to be a super nice house, but like it's fantastic. I really do love my house, and it works really well for what we need. Um, for this, I think it was just like a steak represents like good food, quality food, having money for that, taking care of myself. I think I actually do the carnivore diet. So I'm still doing that. Today, was keto for a little bit, but now I'm back to carnivore because I just feel better and I like feeling good. You got to do what works for you. Everybody's different. And then the speaking, interesting enough, I don't do, large events or anything, but I've been president of BNI. I'm actually in my second year, so my speaking abilities are way better. I'm doing the Techy Tip Tuesday class now. So that's kind of cool how that has evolved as well. I have a podcast that is not currently being added to because I switched to, doing this class as my content for right now. But it's pretty cool. When I had this vision board created, I didn't have a podcast then. I wasn't president of BNI. I've grown a lot as a person. Traveling. I don't know that I've done a lot of traveling, honestly, but it hasn't been a lot of planes. I think I've only been maybe 2 plane trips since I made this, mostly just to visit family. But this would probably be something I am going to keep or add because I'm going to be traveling a little bit more for work and just connecting with like-minded people. So I'm going to keep that. And then apparently yoga was always in the mix. And I actually have done quite a bit of yoga since creating this. I used to um, go to a studio down the street from me for about a year. And then for this, it like represents friendship. And I actually have a really good friend now that I've added into my life. That's a very healthy relationship, very supportive. Definitely have some good friends now that I didn't have when I created this. And then baby, I didn't have a physical baby, but I did get a puppy, and I know that's controversial. Um, but she reminds me of this. Like she is like our little baby. She's like a little person to us. Um, I am going to be 40 in April, so we'll see if this actually manifests itself in a real human. But ultimately, I'm really happy with how my life has evolved, and so it's really cool when we create these vision boards, and create even like putting them as our desktop backgrounds and having them remind us of like why we're doing what we're doing, why we're working, what we want our life to look like. It's pretty cool. So, and I love to like doing this on Canva. Um, the reason I love that is you're not having to cut up magazines and you're not limited to what you're finding in a magazine, right? So let's look at this one. I think I love like all of the different things. This is good too. I love that. Yeah, that's cool that Canva, it's like just sharing things that people create now. I've never seen that before. That's really awesome. So go ahead if you are following along with me, go ahead and you can work alongside me. Um, and we can kind of listen. I can't hear you right now. Um, but we can kind of go through this together. I don't know, it's really neat. There's different things. I think this is actually like maybe not a great fit for me. It's a little busy too. Personally, I don't like a lot of words. So you can just pick whichever one works for you. If you want, if you're watching the replay, you can pause this, or maybe this is all you needed from the class, and that's fine too. Um, if you are gonna go ahead and sign off, I just want you to know next week is gonna be really good. I'm gonna show you my AI employee. So you can see like what it's like to have an AI employee at this time and age. It's evolving very quickly, but it's pretty cool. So be sure to look out for my Meet Ava class. So I think for me, let's see, I kind of like this one too. Let's look at this one. Independence, travel, freedom. I kind of like how they have three words. That's pretty cool. But I think what I'm gonna do is just reuse what I did and like kind of just change it up a little bit. So, because yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Kind of like this in the filter of it. I don't remember why I picked that color for the background, but it's very calming. So, and I think what's cool too, if you do this, I don't need this. This is just confusing. Let's duplicate. And then in here, I'm going to put, actually, I think I made this like 2021. I'm just going to put the year here. I'll put 2025 because we're really close to next year. And then if you go down to photos or elements might work depending. Um, so I'll have to think about, so some of my goals personally, I would actually like to get Toyota 4Runner as our next car. I don't know if that's something that they have in here. Something else we could do, just go to, We're not like trying to sell this or do anything crazy. Let's see if it'll let me save it. Nope. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's screenshot it. Oops. Hey, got my Forerunner. Um, let's go. So my house, it's like a farmhouse. So now that it's like there's a quote that says, "Go as far as you can see. When you get there, you'll know how to go farther." And so like that's like a nice suburban house, but I have a farmhouse. That's really nice. And so it would kind of make sense for me to have that as my vision if it's like a nice one, right? That one's pretty cool, actually. Let's see. Sure. I kind of like it because it has multiple buildings. Like there's something I want to do too. We have a small house that I'd like to turn into an ADU. Um, the layout of our property is nothing like this, but there's that. And then I like that there's a two-car garage. We actually have a detached three-car garage. Um, so it kind of is a little more symbolic of what we have now. I'm actually, now that I changed things, I don't like this color. Let's make it, I think it's like an overview color too. Right? But if I wanted just the basic framed version, let's go ahead and just swap it for this one. I kind of like this one better, which is easy to do at this point in time. We've got that as our house, and then uploads for my car. Okay. And then speaking, I would actually can like to keep this and just continue. I think it's really neat to be able to share and give back and educate, and I'm really good at that. That's something I found out recently is people like how I explain things. And then I still like the steak. To me, it represents like people that eat steak have abundance. They don't have to worry about how much money they have, it's a little more freedom financially. So I like what that represents. I still like the friendship one. I think that, it's about caring and having that aspect, which I love. I want to keep doing more traveling. The yoga, definitely. That's part of my vision. And at this point in time, I'm not sure that having, honestly, a baby is part of my vision. I'm actually pretty happy. I'll be happy if it happens, but I'm already happy now. So what I would add to that. Thought about adding some chickens. I can look at my goals too, real quick. I just have mine in an email. I don't think it's anything that you can't see. Ooh, an outdoor kitchen and AI. AI could be a good one. So I'd probably either do an outdoor barbecue or AI. I think outdoor barbecue sounds more fun. Let's go to photos. Outdoor kitchen. Oh, this looks nice. Nice and calm. That's easier to see. I think this would be really cool to have. We've got a big yard, so that would be really nice. So yeah, so as you can see, like it doesn't take long to create this. And then I can, have this, look at this whenever I want to, save it, print it, anything that you want to do for your vision board. But I just wanted to show you how you could do this in Canva. It doesn't take long. It's a lot easier than buying poster board at the store and having like 10 to 20 magazines and clipping. And it's a fun exercise and it can be a great social event, but this is also a pretty cool way to cast your vision for next year. So yeah, me stop sharing. All right, so I hope you found today's class helpful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If you're watching on the replay, I will be hanging out for a few minutes after this. For those who are here live to, discuss any questions you might have. And you can ask me, yeah, anything tech related. All right, so thank you so much, and I will see you again next week. Bye.